This is Show Me Your Shack from March 2015. After moving from a house into an apartment, Mike KC0LBY only has a mobile rig, but look at the view. His rig's in a Linco SR8T running 100 watts into ham sticks for each band. He carries 6 to 7 sticks in the SUV. Chris W7BBQ operates from Glendale, Arizona using this rig, while Tom Tex Ritter WY7KY sent us 2 shots of his shack in Cheyenne, Wyoming. He uses an ICOM 751 Alpha with an Amatron 811 amplifier, also has an IC706MK2G and other VHF gear. His antennas include an A4S Yagi at 30 feet, 40 and 75 meter inverted Vs, and a 2-element 40 meter Yagi at 63 feet. They had a thick frost in Cheyenne when he took the antenna photos. Nico DL7XT has been a Ham Nation fan since episode 1. He stumbled across the show a few days after it first aired. Here's his operating position, and here's a close-up view. He uses the Elcraft K-line for HF and a Kenwood TMD700 for local repeater operation. The DL7XT computers are Mac only. Tom in for HAI also uses a Mac computer system to drive his K3 with an 811 amplifier and a Heathkit HW101 with an ID880. Terry, KN4NQ, sent us 2 shots with his XYL Angela operating. Angela is totally blind, studying for her extra class license. All of their equipment uses voice synthesis and she can operate independently. Here's Angela's mobile rig. She operates this one while Terry drives. Richard, KB3ZVH, operates his shack from his home in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's been checking into the Ham Nation 40-meter post-show net almost every week lately. Ted, K7TRK, sent us a picture of his shack in Medford, Oregon. He also has several assistant operators. Here, Cleo gives the operator the once-over and appears to be ready to protect that keyboard with her life. In this shot, Ted said Cleo was calling CQ with his vintage Heathkit 2-meter transceiver circa the early to mid-60s. Dan, WA5CYR, sent us this picture taken at the shack of Jim Miller, WA5TEF in Tupelo, Mississippi. Jim has been a ham for 55 years. He's the Lee County Emergency Communications Manager. Thomas, DG8FBV, who lives near Frankfurt, Germany, has a nice shack. He started as a shortwave listener in 1970, was licensed in 1980, now has 295 DXCC entities confirmed. The Yaesu FT1000MP and the FT897D transceivers drive an Amatron AL80B into this antenna array. Well, Kendall, KE0CFZ in Springfield, Missouri, is only 15 years old, so his shack is small at this time. But he plans to have his extra class ticket soon and get on HF if he can find anyone that'll give a job to a 15-year-old. Bill, K2WDF, describes his shack as a simple yet useful kitchen countertop shack. He put it together for under $500. The IC745 feeds a ladder line fed 10-meter doublet or a repurposed Archer brand 11-meter 5/8 wave vertical. Fred, K6RAU, operates from his shack in Merced, California. He's also written and recorded a Morse code course for hams wanting to get on CW. You can download that course at kj6art.com. The Jock N1JI says that his family's grown bigger and his shacks have grown smaller. Says he's now limited to a tiny corner in the bedroom, but he says he's making more contacts and having more fun than he did with his room-sized shack 20 years ago. He loves the NC303 National Receiver that was part of his first shack. It's also the same receiver that Bob Heil and Joe Walsh donated to the ARRL vintage station. Well, Scott W7TY wanted to share an interesting photo of his newly installed HDX 555 tower holding the 4-element step-by-R Yagi. His tower permit passed with colors, and the rainbow greeted him when he arrived home. Troy sent us this photo of his shack in Moran, Michigan. His station includes a Yaesu FTDX 1200 and an Anatron A99 antenna for 10 to 17 meters. It also uses a 72-foot end-fed all-band antenna. Bob, WB0NPN, sent us this photo of the 10 gigahertz EME antenna at the Westchester Amateur Radio Association site, located at the decommissioned Voice of America Bethany relay station in Ohio. The association operates WC8VOA from that site. Chuck in K9I sent us this photo of his shack in Surprise, Arizona. The rig's an FT100MP with matching Quadra amplifier. Here's Chuck's current HF antenna. He runs a coax and control cable out the door, hooks it up to the Tar Heel screwdriver HF antenna on his truck. During the CQWWCW contest, he worked 34 of the 40 zones on 10, 15, and 20 meters. And finally, here's a photo of Chris, KF7WRS, still in pajamas, just after the 48-hour-long ARRL single sideband DX contest. He operated SOAB/LP. On the desk is his certificate for placing first in the 2014 single-op 10-meter band in Oregon. Well, that's it for March. Make sure to send your shack photos to hamnationvideos@twit.tv. We'll get them into the next Show Me Your Shack episode. That'll be in early April.